Surprise, surprise, surprise. It has been 2 years since the last time I did a video. And tonight, it is not only my return night, but tonight I am going to give my preview slash prediction on NXT takeover Brooklyn. NXT takeover Brooklyn happens Saturday, August 20th at Brooklyn, New York. Also, I'm going to give my thoughts on UFC 202 McGregor versus Diaz, and I do have an announcement at the end of this video, so please do stick around. Now, first and foremost, NXT Brooklyn 2. This has the potential to being the better show than last year, most definitely. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over the matches. I'm going to give my prediction, how I feel that the match is going to be, and then who I think is ultimately going to win in the end. This is in no particular order, so this is basically from the bottom to the top. So we have Ember Moon making her debut at Brooklyn against Billie Kay. This should be a fine match. I heard that Ember Moon, correct me if I'm wrong, is from Lucha Underground. I've not seen Lucha Underground. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I don't know the entire roster or anything like that. I know Johnny Mundos, a.k.a. John Morrison, is in there. I believe Chavo Guerrero's in there, and Rey Mysterio, if I'm not mistaken. If she is really good from what I've heard, and I heard that she got a standing ovation from the one house show. I don't know where the house show was at, but she was supposed to be facing Asuka and got a big ovation. So she sounds like she's a big deal. Once again, I don't know anything about Ember Moon. I hope she is a big deal. I think it's going to be a fine match, and obviously Ember Moon's going to win. I think it'd be pretty idiotic if they made Billie Kay win this. It would be very idiotic. So, Ember Moon for the win. Up next, we have No Way Jose versus Austin Aries. This should be a very good match. I think No Way Jose has improved with his wrestling, and that one promo that he cuts on Aries was very good, very surprisingly good. He had a lot of emotion, had a lot of intense. He was very on fire when he cut that promo. Although, I will be the first to admit, I'm not a fan of the name No Way Jose, but the gimmick is more of a, hey, let's have some fun type gimmick. That's basically all there is. Once again, I think it's going to be a very good match. In the end, I have to go with Austin Aries. Seeing that Aries lost to Shinsuke Nakamura in the last takeover, I think Aries will pick up the win in this one. Although, I do think this is No Way Jose's first takeover appearance, but he is undefeated, so I think it makes sense for Austin Aries to pick up the win here. Up next, we have Cien Almas versus the debut of Bobby Roode. This should be, once again, another really good match. With Cien Almas, he's a really good wrestler. I think he is very athletic, and he's very entertaining to watch. His gimmick, though, not a big fan of. I'm not a fan of him wearing the overalls with the hat and the feather sticking out of it. I don't know. I think he could be off being something better. That's just my opinion, though. And Bobby Roode with his glorious gimmick, I love it. I think it suits him perfectly. And with his theme song, it's really got me. It's really got me singing his theme song. And I think it's only a matter of time till somebody or everyone in the arena starts singing his theme song. I think it's going to be a real sing-along, if you know what I mean. In the end, I think Bobby Roode is going to win. Once again, this is his debut. And the undefeated streak of Cien Almas will come to an end at NXT Brooklyn, I feel. And then the big, excuse me, then the big three matches that I think people are going to be looking forward to the most. First off, the Revival versus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Tag Team Championship. This should be the show stealer of the match. I have no doubt about it. I think this match is going to be very technical. It's going to be very on the edge of your seat type match. And I can see a lot of close count wins or near fall win victories, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's going to be really good. In the end, I gotta go with Gargano and Ciampa. I think the Revival being two-time NXT champions, they solidify themselves in NXT, and I think it's time to move up the Revival and put them on the main roster. I see that, once again, show stealer, I say like a 4.5 out of 5. And once again, Gargano and Ciampa pick up the win. Up next, we have Asuka against Bayley for the NXT Women's Championship. This should be way better than their first match at Dallas. I think with this hot Brooklyn crowd, they're going to really be in this match. The emotion is going to be there. The intensity, the close encounters, the close near falls. It's going to be really good. The story going up to this, or the build-up up to this point, has been really good. I liked in that one NXT where Asuka set the chair on the stage and basically like a boss, Asuka basically pointed Bayley to sit there. Bayley got up out of the commentator seat, walked to the stage. No, I don't think she didn't sat down. If I remember right, I think she just picked up the chair and just threw it away. And then during the promo, Bayley in that promo was really good. And she came off as a badass. I'm not going to lie. Bayley really came off as a badass, especially the part where Asuka was extending her hand. And Bayley just basically just kind of like bumped her shoulder. And then Asuka goes, okay, okay, okay. Basically just signed the contract. And then here we are right now. In the end, I gotta go with Asuka because Bayley had her moment last year against Sasha Banks. And it wouldn't make sense if Bayley won again 2 years in a row. And figuring she had her underdog story. She did everything she did to get that NXT Women's title. She fought the best. She beat the best. She beat arguably the best, which was Sasha Banks. And I think it's time to give Asuka the moments of the victory. And I think after Asuka wins, Bayley should definitely be in the main roster. I would say more SmackDown because SmackDown is kind of hurting in the women's division down in SmackDown thanks to the whole brand split. So Asuka's my pick to win. And then finally, the main event, Shinsuke Nakamura versus the current reigning, defending NXT champion Samoa Joe for the NXT championship. I don't think this is going to be a show stealer, but I definitely see this match being a 4-star caliber, maybe even a 4.5 caliber match out of 5. It's going to be really good. I think the crowd is going to be really hot into this match. And in the end, I'm saying Shinsuke Nakamura because he's got that crowd behind him. He's going to be the big favor. And I think a win for Shinsuke in Brooklyn will be the best thing for him. Plus, last year, Finn Balor fought Kevin Owens. Balor was the champion, and Balor successfully defended the title. So I think this year we are going to have a brand new champion in Brooklyn, New York, come Saturday, August the 20th. So Shinsuke Nakamura is my pick to win. So overall, I think this show will be a excellent show. I can pretty much see this topping last year's Brooklyn. I mean, don't get me wrong, last year's was really great. Really great. But I think this one will surpass that. And I think an overall rating, if I had to give it right now, this moment, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 that this is going to be an excellent show. Alright, that was my prediction / preview of NXT Brooklyn. Now moving on to UFC 202, Nick Diaz versus Conor McGregor. The match that was supposed to happen at UFC 200, but then McGregor couldn't appear at some conference, so then he got some heat for it. They canceled the match, and then they moved it up to 202. I think this is going to be a really good match. But I strongly think Diaz is going to win in the third round. And I would not be surprised if it was by a rear naked choke. And actually, speaking of which, I remember watching Diaz versus McGregor. And actually, McGregor just moved to his new weight class. I think Diaz is... What is Diaz? Is he welterweight? No. I forgot what class it is now. But I think McGregor was lightweight. He was either lightweight or flyweight. And he was really good. And then he gained some pounds, and then he moved up to, I think it's middleweight. It was either middleweight or welterweight. I forgot what weight class it is. So if you guys can clarify me what it is, please leave it in the comment box. But McGregor, I thought, looked slow, and Diaz was basically toying with him because I think Diaz knew that he wasn't quite ready to be in his weight division, and Diaz basically took it to him. So, really quick, UFC 202, Diaz versus McGregor. I think it's going to be a good fight. It might be a close call match, but I really don't think it will be. I think McGregor may get the advantage, maybe in the first round, but then Diaz is going to do what he does best, and he's either going to knock you out, or he's going to put you in a rear naked choke. It's going to be one way or the other. So, really quick on the UFC, Diaz to win in the third round. And now, the other announcement. If you have sticked around past this point, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you for taking your time to listen to my prediction for NXT and UFC 202 Diaz vs. McGregor that I just explained right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to officially announce that as of this moment, I officially now have a Twitter account and a Twitch account. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at the link below. The link will take you to my page. You can just click that follow button, and then all's good after that. And then with Twitch, I will be making a post mainly on Twitter when I'm going to be streaming. I'll try to give it like an hour notice so then that way you guys can be ready, and then that way we can get rocking and rolling afterwards. So yes, follow me on Twitter at Twitter/SonicMix1991. Once again, I'll be leaving a link down in the description below. So all you have to do is just go to the description, click on Twitter, and then do the rest from there. And then Twitch, once again, I'll be leaving a notice in Twitter, or I might just leave a link down there below. Whichever way works out, but you guys will get the drift after that. Alright, until then, this wraps up NXT, UFC, and my announcement at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do leave a like. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think. Leave your predictions in the comment box below. Tell me who you think is going to win. And until then, I will be seeing you after NXT Brooklyn when I give my review of NXT Brooklyn after the show is over. Until then, guys, have a good night, and I will catch you later.